our team is still in prison, and we don't know why they haven't been released yet. Dit is maandagoggend, ons is hier in Gmail, ons het lekker wonderlike dienste gehad en vandag gaan ons 'n bietjie op 'n adventure. Nou, Arno wat hier langs my staan, hy gaan in 'n tuk-tuk klim saam met Steven.
En hy gaan een ry.
En hy gaan een ry. Hy werk al vir 4 dae wat hy jou convince om een te ry. So, bly net daar, jy moet hierdie programme kyk. Ek en Strauss, ons gaan in 'n tuk-tuk klim en ons gaan vir hulle 'n hoeveelheid geld gee en sê vat ons iewers interessant. Verder verstaan ons Italië, ons verstaan niks nie, ons gaan sonder translators uit. En ja, wie gaan die meeste adventure hê?
Ons.
Nee, ek dink nie so nie.
Ons gaan een ry. Ons gaan een ry en wheelie dan.
Okay, ons kyk. Ek wil vir jou daar by die huis sê, Jesus het jou ontsettend lief. Kom, enjoy hierdie program saam met ons en kom ons kyk wat gebeur.
Sommer nou hierdie geleentheid gebruik word om net 'n bietjie 'n woord met julle te deel. Weet jy wat, ek wil vandag vir julle vra. My vraag is baie eenvoudig. Op watter pad ry jy in jou huidige lewe? Dan weet jy wat, ons kan nou of besig wees met God se dinge, of ons kan besig wees met ons eie dinge, of ons kan besig wees met die dinge wat die duiwel wil hê ons moet doen. En ek wil vandag baie ernstig met jou praat daaroor. Dan weet jy wat, baie van ons vergeet te gou moet op. Ons worry nie meer. Ons voel nee man, maar ek wil nie elke dag bid en dan elke keer wil ek nou my sonde bely en elke dag so ek bly maar eerder weg van die Here af en ek spandeer glad nie meer tyd met hom nie. Sodat ek dit nie meer nodig het om hom te leer te stel. Weet jy wat, ek wil vandag vir jou wat dit die hele tyd sê, wat die hele tyd so voel, ek wil vandag vir jou 'n bietjie bemoedig. En ek wil vir jou sê, God sê, draai weg van daai sonde af. Beweeg weg van daai sonde af. As daai sonde vir jou moeilik is of daai ding wat in jou lewe is, as dit vir jou moeilik is, wil ek hê jy moet delete uit jou lewe uit. So as dit al is dit nou 'n app, al is dit nou soos pornografie of iets in daai lyn, gooi jou foon weg of doen iets dat jy dit vir 'n tydperk sonder daai ding kan wees, dat jy God se aangesig kan soek. Dan weet jy wat, die probleem is wat in Openbaring ook staan. Ons, kan ek sê, God is verskriklik lief vir jou, maar jy het jou eerste liefde verlaat. En as gevolg dat jy dit verlaat het, is jy nie op die pad waar jy moet wees nie. En God wil regtig hê dat jy moet terugkeer na hom toe. Maar jy staan daar, jy weet nie wat se rigting om te loop nie. Jy loop elke dag maar nou net hierdie pad en jy blameer jouself en al daai goed. Hou op jouself bejammer. Staan 'n bietjie op. Gaan gryp die woord van God. Gaan maak jou tyd. As jy tyd het om koffie te drink, as jy tyd het om op jou foon te kan wees, het jy definitief tyd om 'n bietjie tyd met die Here te spandeer. En ek wil jou vandag bemoedig om vir jou te sê, gaan en gaan maak 'n verskil. Gaan soek sy aangesig, want weet jy wat? Hy moet jou eerste liefde word. As hy nie jou eerste liefde gaan word nie, gaan jy nooit 'n verskil in hierdie wêreld kan maak nie. En ek wil vandag vir jou sê, daar's baie mense wat hoe kan ek sê, Daar's baie mense daar buite wat nog nie die Here ontmoet het, of nog nooit van die Here gehoor het nie. En weet jy wat, miskien is jy die persoon wat God wil gebruik. Daar's hoeveel profeseë oor jou lewe, daar's hoeveel dinge, gebeurings wat al oor jou lewe gegaan het, wat gesê het, jy gaan groot werke doen, maar die probleem is, jy sit en jy wil niks doen. Staan 'n bietjie op. Weet jy wat, ons is letterlik nou 2 dae terug of 3 dae terug. Toe word mense gearresteer omdat hulle die evangelie verkondig. En weet jy, baie mense hardloop weg in sulke gevalle. Maar God wil hê ons moet dien. Die oomblik as ons hom dien, maak nie saak waar ons op die einde van die dag opeindig nie, solank ons sy woord uitkry vir die mense wat dit nog nie gehoor het. Want weet jy wat, dit is soos 'n persoon. Jy sê nie 'n persoon as jy nie uitgaan en 'n verskil maak nie. As jy net by jou huis gaan sit, hoe gaan jy ooit 'n verskil in jou eie lewe ook maak? Want as ek 'n blessing vir iemand anders is, sal God my reward. God sal my seën. En hy praat hier, ek kan vir daai mense hoeveel geld gee, maar dit gaan nooit die leegte wat die binnekant in hulle harte is vervul. Daai leegte wat die binnekant is liefde wat hulle nodig het. En daai liefde kry jy net by Jesus Christus. En ek wil vandag vir jou vra, dat as jy voel, jy weet nie wat sy gronde gaan nie, of jy weet nie om te begin nie, wil ek vir jou 'n tip gee, begin het. Sit jou eerste tree op en staan op en begin te beweeg. En ek wil vandag vir jou sê, dat jy is kosbaar, jy is goed genoeg, jy is die moeite werd. Moenie laat die duiwel so baie by jou kom krap of baie by jou kom steel nie, want hy wil net kom steel, slag en verwoes. Sy hoofdoel is om jou dood te hê. Maar God wil jou lewe en lewe in oorvloed gee. So vandag lê die keuse by jou. Wil jy lewe hê of wil jy die ewige dood hê? Jesus is lief vir jou. Hy beveel ons aan in sy woord om te sê, kies die lewe, want dit is goed vir jou. Maar die keuse lê vandag by jou. En vandag wil ek jou vra, maak hy keuse. Dankie.
The signal is very bad.
Yeah, signal is very bad, yeah, right.
Right, so 2 of our other team members have just been arrested.
Just in arrested?
They've been arrested, yeah.
In which?
Huh?
In the town?
In the town, yeah. Okay, 100%. Okay, 100%. We are on our way. We're just dropping off our guide at the museum. We will take you guys there. Thank you. Okay, so Emmanuel is busy organizing there. Our team is still in prison, and we don't know why they haven't been released yet. The rest of our team has been informed they should come to the hotel as quickly as possible because they are looking for the white people. Now, we are not quite sure if it's again the same thing as 2 days ago, which they maybe came together and now trying another angle to block us from evangelizing or doing anything. So we will keep you up to date as we go along. I'm waiting from Emmanuel now. I asked him to just ask the guys if everything's fine and what happened, because he is with them now. But yeah, the good thing, I also got a report that while they are there in jail, they are busy evangelizing. So they're not stopping spreading the word of God. That's what I love about my team. Actually makes me proud.
Okay, so guys, it's not a place that you want to be. It's very filthy and there's a lot of people in there. So the team that was there now, it's 2 pastors and 1 of the students. Basically, they were locked up for evangelizing. But the one thing that really caught my eye and stuck near to my heart was the fact that some of the parents there are locked up, but their kids don't have anywhere to go. So then the little babies are locked up with them, and then sometimes they'll open the gate for the baby to come out, to go run around and then come back in, which to me was a shocking thing, because I don't think that actually happened. So there's a lot of children running around there. At the moment, they're still in the prison. Our leader, one of the team's leader, mine, and the two pastors are about to go and get papers to get them out of the prison. But also when we went to go speak to the officer, he asked us one question, and it also stuck with me because it just shows how specific the people are about religion here. And before we could book them, get them out of the prison, the officer asked us, are we religious? Which actually tells you that if you were to tell them yes, they wouldn't have thought twice about it and then just locked up everyone actually. But with that, we do have wisdom. So let's just keep praying for our team there.
What did the pastors tell you?
The pastors told us that basically they went to go speak to someone in the forest, and then they saw them and they took them. So I'm thinking maybe they were evangelizing or something like that, or they were recognized from Saturday. And then the team inside the prison told us that it was about passports. So I think it's a mix-up also of what's really happening. So it's confusing to sit from the other side and to just, there's a lot to take in. And I was only sitting outside. But also when you come to the prison and you're inside the prison, you are officially a prisoner, but the people that are coming to get you have to stay there also. So it's also a kind of imprisonment because we are related to them. So yeah, really exhausting.
A man said words for us and said we need to get out as soon as possible because they're looking for white people. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Sure.
Badenhorst en Kie spesialiseer die afgelope 19 jaar in alle rekeningkundige dienste en sake wat kliënte verlang ons vir hulle moet doen, rondom finansiële state en belastingaangeleenthede. Ons is lid van SAIPA en RVA, Rekenmeesters vir Afrikaans. Ons werk landwyd en vir meer inligting kontak ons op 082 925 0903.
Alright, Arno, welcome back. You guys have been detained.
Yes.
Can you explain to me quickly what happened?
Yeah, so just to give you like a short brief, we went, our plan was to go to the market, but our driver took us outside of town, and then we told him like we want to go back because we were already 5 kilometers outside of Jima, and we stopped, we socialized, we stretched our legs a little bit, we filmed a little bit, and then we went back. When we came back, we went to the marketplace, and the people that went with me, they really wanted to drink some coffee and all that stuff. So I went to one of the shops and I just asked, do you know where we can get some nice coffee? And the one lady said, yes, just over the street, there's some coffee. So we went there. The people were very, very nice, and we sat and we started drinking the coffee. That was like really the best coffee I had here. And while we were sitting there was people asking us some questions, South Africa, and then the crowd started getting more and more. And then suddenly there came a guy, he almost looked like a pastor because he had like a book with a cross on it and everything. And then he started asking us, why are we here, why are we sitting here and all that stuff. And we just told him that we're drinking coffee, then after this we're going to get something to eat. And it wasn't long, we started sensing that something is going to get wrong. So we stood up, we paid for the coffee, we went to our transport to get out of that part of town. The moment we came into our transport, they immediately, it was like 10 or 15 or 20 guys, they stopped the vehicle and they didn't want us to climb out and everything. They were the whole time they were asking us for our passports, but we said we're not going to give them passports because they don't have any uniform, they have nothing on. And then they said then we told them it's at the Royal Hotel. Then they said, okay, they're going to drive us to the hotel, we can get the passports and what. On the road, me and my friends, we sensed that we are not heading to the hotel. And then instantly, when we stopped, we were at the police station. And while we were at the police station, they just told us to go into the waiting segment where you basically sit in the jail and just wait. And we just waited like I think 2-3 hours or so. And then while we were sitting, Aman and all those people, they sorted us out and they helped us to get out. And then they called us in front of the general, and the general told us that we must just be like go to the hotel and stay out.
Yeah, which confirms our theory, because right here next to me, I sit with the documents. They requested that we need to get everybody's passports, everything. Our time scheduled out tomorrow morning, and we should stay in the hotel, and we cannot go out. So it confirms the theory that we thought that it's because they're afraid we're preaching outside. So, but the great thing is our hotel is connected to a restaurant, and there's a lot of evangelizing time with a lot of new people entering here. So yeah, thank you, Arne. I'm glad you guys are out.
Links achter in die white office. Links is die polisieman wat daar was. Dit lyk soos die polisieman wat daar was. But links achter in die hoek staan.
Alright, so you say one of the guys that's actually sitting in the restaurant now.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It looks like one of the police. Alright, so they're trying to see what we're doing.
I think so. I'm just informing you guys. Looks like one of them. So,
alright.
But thank you for your time.
Tell me, how did you feel when you were suddenly all surrounded?
It was a very scary feeling, like adrenaline rush. I felt like it was almost like abomination at the moment. Hence the reason for we didn't know at the time that it was the law, because they didn't identify themselves. We thought it was just a local people like bombing us. We couldn't like move or anything, and they took the keys of the little tuk-tuk. So I felt very scared. I felt like outnumbered as well, and that's the moment that I started praying immediately as well. And then they got into the tuk-tuk and then they said drive. So one of them got in with us. And I still till that moment didn't think it was the law. I still thought it was just one of the local people until we arrived at the police station. Then I realized it's kind of serious. And but at the end of the day, there was a lot of miscommunication as well. When we got into the holding cells, I started like calming down, and when I saw like our familiar faces who came to support us there, I started calming down. And we just sat there and prayed, and I was worshiping softly the whole time, and I knew God was with us the whole time. So that's when I started calming down. But it was a big adrenaline rush. It's very scary, especially like in the holding cells as well, because we are now the foreigners. I'm not used to that. So it's scary not being able to communicate with anyone, trying to explain our side of the story. It was, that was the scariest part.
Thank you. Stephen, you look quite burned. You guys was there for quite a while. What happened?
From the start, just a run through. Basically, we went to go to the marketplace. The driver went outside Ojima, and we told him to turn back. When we turned back, we went for some coffee, and after that, it just all escalated into one big mess, and the people came and just said, give your passports. They had normal clothes on, so we didn't trust them at all. So I said, we're not going to give our passports. get to the tac-tac or tuk-tuk, I'm not sure what they call it. Got in, and then they said, where do you live? We said, we went to Grand Hotel, and they said, where's your passports? I said, it's there, so we can get you the passports when we are there. So we phoned Aman and said, this is what's going on. He said, wait in the reception. As we were driving, I told the other guys, listen up, we're not going to the hotel, so just keep your stuff with you, don't give it to anyone. As soon as we got to the police station, they took us into the holding cells, and from there on, I just stood in. There's not really like shade, as the sun was shining from above, and I was standing in the sun just chatting to the guards and drinking coffee, and then the burning started because I got a very light skin and sensitive skin. I burned quite easily, and basically that's what happened. That's why I'm burned.
How did you feel the moment you guys were let out?
It was relieving, but also it was basically half angry as well, because the stories that was added didn't even make any sense, because they said we're Americans from BBC and we are preaching, and we went into the woods and we weren't even in the woods. So it made me half angry, but at the same time I was relieved when I got out, but we had the opportunity to be there, so we always pray put us on the right place at the right time. So we couldn't evangelize inside, but what we did do is we immediately, as they let us in, they gave us accepted us to come inside of the jail. So I just started praying, everybody that puts their feet in here will have a meeting with the Lord, and I told the other guys just pray that every time.
The army is here in front. They come to take us.
When the words we use are sharper than an arrow, and the loudest voice, the currency of fear. We have bought the lies we think will keep us safer, closed our eyes to all we once held dear. We have turned our backs on things good men have died for, when we traded in our gospel for a gun.
ሌላ ጊዜም እንደዚህ ወጥተን እንሰብካለንና
We will go out. Other time also they went and they just preached.
ያው እንታስራን እንወጣለን.
They just go to prison and they release them.
Lost before the fight began. Could it be you? Could it be me? Could it be love is the weapon we need? We're fighting a cause, it's not what it seems. Could it be love?
There is 3.19 billion people that is unreached. That's people that have never heard about the name of Jesus Christ before.
The enemy. Is there nothing that will tame this wild addiction? And no courage to admit when it's gone wrong. Oh, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. We still have time to sing a different song. Could it be you? Could it be me? Could it be love is the weapon we need? We're fighting a cause, it's not what it seems. Could it be love is the weapon we need?
So, two of our other team members have just been arrested.
It's very scary, especially like in the holding cells as well. That's the moment that I started praying immediately as well.
They inform them to come in to make a problem between Christian and the Muslim. So then just to put us in the prison.
Could it be? Could it be? We're fighting a cause, but it's not what it seems. Could it be that you